Good afternoon, Guyana, and welcome back to Sports and You, this awesome interactive program that brings you news, reviews, and interviews. And talking about interview, today is a happy Mother's Day to all mothers in Guyana, across the globe, wherever you may be listening or be watching us from. A happy Mother's Day to you. Now, I am fortunate, I'm blessed. Edu Entertainment, Edu FM is blessed to have this awesome individual right here on screen, on radio waves, as our featured guest. She is the fittest mother I know. She is the fastest mother I know. The woman, the myth, the legend, Alicia Fortune. Welcome down to Sports and You. A pleasure to have you.
It's a pleasure to having me as well.
Yeah. Happy Mother's Day. Happy
Thank you
Mother's
so
Day to
much.
you. So, just to tell the listening public who Alicia Fortune is, I'll try to give you a little synopsis. She's currently a silver medalist in the World Masters category in the 200 and a bronze medalist in the 400. However, she was a previous world champion, a living, breathing world champion. Yes, I said it. A living, breathing world champion in 2020 in the 200 and the 400, 2 and 4, and in 2015 in Lyon, Paris. I remember that very well. I've oftentimes seen pictures and I see the medals themselves. She was a triple world champion in the 100, 2, and the 4 in Lyon, Paris in 2015. So I would like to call her a living, breathing world champion that's Guyanese, and she is in our studio today. Thank you for being here. Welcome.
Welcome for
Once
having me.
again. Good. Nice. So you'll on our interview here we try to bring a little the saying goes they know of the glory but they never really know the story. So today we'll try to get a little bit of the story. Who is Alicia Fortune? I know you played many different sports, but today I'll focus mainly on track and field. I don't know if you can remember where did this all start? Is track your first sport of choice? Were you always a track athlete?
Yes,
Uh,
I am.
all right. I know it may be too far to remember. Could you remember the year you first ran track?
I can't remember the year, but I can tell you exactly how it started.
Okay, a little bit of that story. Was it in school? Was it after school?
It,
Secondary school? High school? Primary school? Where?
it started in school, and how it started. My dad had a
Mm-hmm.
farm way down in BV, Bagdam.
Better for walking. Take a big up.
Yeah. And that farm was like 3 mile away from actually where we home was. We actually was living there.
Mm-hmm.
And every morning and every afternoon, myself and my brother used to run out, take it, run out to go to school and running. So we began to start compete among my three
Wow.
brothers. I was the only female. I had Kwame Fortune, a Patier Fortune. We all used to run, and I used to challenge them. And they, men already don't like women beat them, so
Ye-
it used to be a challenge every
Wow.
afternoon, every
So you were a
morning
competitor from the start.
from the start. Yeah, so that's where it started.
Oh, so this is just like one of those fairy tale stories of some of those African top athletes. They live so far from school, so they had to run. So it was. They say necessities is the mother of all invention. So it was necessary for you to get to the farm and home to the farm, and you guys just did it the quickest way you know how.
Yeah, because we only had 5 minutes to meet home. My father,
Wow.
if school opened at 3, the most he will give you is 10 minutes to meet home.
Wow.
So we had a made it. We had a made it.
So that brings me to the question. You said you're a world-renowned sprinter. But now you're telling me your story, at least the origin of your story, as a 3 mile is considered a distance race. So when you started running, were you a distance athlete?
Yes, I was. I'm the only athlete start from that run from marathon right down to 100 in Guyana.
Wow, wow, wow. Listening Guyana, the rest of the world. So that's why I did say and in my introduction, the legend. It is not oftentimes you hear of any athlete that would have crossed um, all the various distances. Did you have any success as a distance athlete? Have you won stuff as a distance athlete?
Yes, many, many of them.
Wow, and so a little bit. What convinced you to come down to the 100 or let's say the 200 to sprints? How did that transition happen? And was there a story? What was the story behind that?
Okay, as you know, as you meet like a young lady,
Mm-hmm.
um, my coach, Dennis Smith at that time,
Mm-hmm.
he saw it fit. The reason why I was transition,
Mm-hmm.
so to speak, I would start putting on weight, but the speed was always there, right?
Okay.
But I was started to put on weights, and I was having a bit struggle in the distance.
Okay.
And my coaches, we used to go to, like, at that time you had Guy Mag Sport, um, Guyana stores, Fagaties, these different entity has this sport, so they
Lot,
will have
lots of games.
invitation
Mm-hmm.
event, and mostly it used to be like the 100, the 200, the 400. It never used to be distance. So I used to say, listen, I'm gonna go in it. My coach used to put me in it, and you better believe it. I will come to 1 to 3. It doesn't matter who
Oh,
sprinter was in there, and that's where we identified the speed. And after we were being getting struggle as I transitioned, he decided, here, I'm gonna bring you down. And in 2000, in not 2000, but in 1995,
uh-huh.
that was my first sprinting event. And by 96, I was there. I missed the Olympic to qualify by,
That was Atlanta. Yeah.
yeah. I pick up injury in that.
But
So
you were
yeah,
very close.
very, very close.
Wow, wow. There you have it. You see, that's why I love, Edu Entertainment, Edu FM. We really try to get to the bottom of the story. I'm sure most people have never heard this story before. So Dennis Smith, is he alive right now?
Yes, in the US.
Yeah. So that guy, if you're anywhere in the world, you happen to get this little bit of interview because this is also recorded and will be available so others can watch it back later on the internet. So I will formally say, take a big up. Coaches similar to the Usain Bolt story. There was his cricket coach that saw the potential in him and just sent him to an athletics coach. In this case, there was a coach who was wise enough to understand that, hey, this young woman is putting on too much weight for the distance. However, you know what I mean, through just watching her sprint, that hey, she got some speed. Let's do this, and you pretty much became Ghana's premier sprinter for a as long as I can remember. You have been there about Ghana's best sprinter. So, kudos to the coach. Um, just a little bit. I always like to ask this question, and I'll throw it to you. Could you give me three of your best moments? Maybe one of your younger years, one of your maybe your best moment as a senior sprinter, and then maybe your best moment as a master sprinter because you're now very pretty much a masters athlete. Could you maybe give me a moment that stood out to you in each of those phases? One as a just maybe a junior sprint, a junior athlete. I don't know if it's distance you were at that point in time. Maybe your best moment as a senior track athlete, and maybe your best moment as a master athlete.
Okay, for junior, at that time I was still running distance. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
cross overs yet. But one of my best moments is when I actually went to one of my school sports, and that was branch, we call it, on the
Mm-hmm.
East Coast. And at that time, the big running was Nadata Green, Mr. Green daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Many would have known that, right?
Yeah.
So she were the kid on the block, and
This what distance was that?
that was the 1500.
1500.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
your daughter
800.
used to run 1500. We'll get to that part. We'll get to that part.
Yeah, so she were the kid on the block, and it was like upset that day when this girl come from Norway and
Yeah.
upset her at brunch. And that was one of my greatest moment.
Uh
That
huh.
was one, and I'll just give another one. Another one when I beat Alexis Garden, when I
Mhm.
just came out from BV from Better for Walk Day. No way, the kid out of nowhere, nobody know her,
Yeah.
and I came out. That was one of our top distance athletes that traveled and went out, and I would have beat her at cross country.
in
And then again,
in the 1500.
yeah, 15 and 800 and
Wow.
3000 because I used to do all
All three
three of them.
events.
Yes. So
Wow.
I always with triple, you know.
Running 3 miles a day, twice a day. You clearly have the
Yeah,
stamina to do
yeah.
it.
So I always with the triple, So you always find I do the three event,
It's a 8, 15, 3,000.
1000, yeah. And then
And
yeah,
then all the relays in between, maybe.
all the relays, 10Ks, off marathon, name them all.
Oh wow! So you beat the Data Green at Alexis. What was her name?
Gordon,
Alexis Gordon.
she went out of Uptown.
Okay, nice, nice, nice. All right, and then transitioning to your senior years would have been maybe one or two of your best moments as a senior.
Okay, my best moment as seniors is in two 1996 when I was preparing to qualify for the Olympics.
Uh huh.
Unfortunately, I don't know, it's always happened. I got injured, but my best moment for that is that I was very, very close, and that was one of
Yeah.
my best moments. I was looking forward
Okay, can you
to
remember the
represent.
time that you ran around
Okay,
that
it was
time?
11-6.
11-6.
Yeah, that's in Port of Spain, Trinidad.
Trinidad, and I'm betting the qualifying standard then probably about 11-3 maybe.
No, it was 11-5.
11-5.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
11.
because the qualifying standard has moved a little since then, but it had to be somewhere very close to that in about 1996.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you know what I mean, that must be, I guess, good and at the same time heartbreaking. That
Yes,
that
it was
yes,
because
you
I'm
ran
looking forward to be there.
making the
That's always
Olympics.
my passion to be there.
So you know what I mean, as God would have it, uh, you um you represented us well as the Guyanese. However, you never won a world championship as a senior. However, you continued with great strength and purpose, and then you became a Masters world champion. Tell us about that. Tell us about that. The first time. What was the first race you that was 2015 you
Yeah.
became world champion. What was the first event that you brought gold in? Was it 100, a two? Which event did you first got gold
The
in?
100.
The 100. I don't know.
I
You can
pretty much.
remember anything about that moment, or you just passed out. What was
No,
that moment like?
that moment was awesome to hear. When you finished, being a masters, I was still competing with the
Open.
open. So I able to go to Lyon, France. And when I got there, you know, let me tell you, it was real competition. It's like I think it's bigger than the Olympics because
I know
it keep
Masters is
yeah,
no
it is
joke.
big. It
No
keep
joke.
at four different stadium,
Yeah.
and then you're seeing all the past
All the
Olympian and
top
all the
Olympians. Yep.
past worlds athletes are there, and they try to intimidate you. But when you have a passion and you going after, you don't even business who intimidate you.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
come out
yeah.
there to do your business and get it
Yeah.
done well. So when I go through, because you have to go through rounds. After I go
Yeah.
through
Uh huh.
all the
So
rounds,
were
the final.
were you the top qualifier going into the final? Could you remember?
Yes, I did.
Okay,
Yes,
so
I did.
you had the best times going
Yeah,
into the
going
final.
into the
So
final.
you were confident going into the final.
Yeah, but still, yet even though I confident, I really don't I really
You don't
don't.
be overconfident.
Don't be overconfident, and I
Okay.
don't take anybody for granted.
I say, I don't know if you take us back to the race. Did you have a good start? I know you're a woman that always had great starts. Was that
Yeah,
one of the races that you got a good start as
yeah, I
usual?
have a blast in the start out of it.
Okay,
Yeah, so
so
when I crossed that line, I went
yeah,
through my drive phase well,
uh-huh.
and when I crossed that line, and they said world champion Alicia Fortune from Guyana, and then you see all the
Yeah.
timings were up there. I felt so overwhelmed. I couldn't explain it, but I screamed and I said, "Thank you, Jesus," because I gotta give God all the praise. I could not have done it without the
Yeah, yeah,
Almighty.
yeah.
And when I able to go on the podium, the thing that I'm still feeling it at this
When your
moment.
anthem was played,
Yes, when our
the
national
Guyana
anthem and
anthem was played at the
Golden
World Games.
RF
Yeah.
was reading, I was so overwhelmed, and I give God praise and thanks, and everyone who would have made it possible throughout the years in my sport that was supporting me.
Yeah.
I can't forget it. I can't.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So that that being said, you actually had the privilege of having the national anthem being played three times at
Time.
one
Yeah.
games at one games.
And noted that year, Guyana finished among 110 country with that 3 goal.
Yeah,
We would have had, I think, it was 70. We would have finished like, no, not 70. We finished at 30 something.
yeah, in the top 50. Yeah, with three
Yeah,
goals. Yeah,
with the 3 goal,
cause
we
many
finished.
countries go and get
Yeah,
nothing.
we
Yeah,
finished at 30 something in the. I can't remember 30 how much, um, in for
in
the
the world,
country in
in
the
the world.
world
Yeah.
for that
So
just that 3 goals. So,
yeah,
I was so proud that I could have gone there
put
myself.
literally
Yes,
put Guyana
and
on the
put
map.
yeah,
Yeah,
and put everything together. It was awesome.
yeah. So that was Leon, France, and I think you went back to Spain. Which year did you go to Spain?
2018.
18, and you got the 200 goal.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so you had that anthem being played again,
Yeah,
2018.
yeah.
um, there's a little bit of a story that I know about you, but I would what I do know for sure, and then you're oftentimes your inspiration to me. Your inspiration in that you never back down from challenges. You never stop believing in yourself and God. Those are a couple of things that I know about you. But for other masters athletes out there that may have sustained an injury, you had a serious injury. When did this happen?
I think I had a serious injury. I do a surgery to my knee.
Good. So
That is just
when
after
did you do that surgery?
2016. That is just after I did CrossFit.
Good. So 2016 you did double knee surgery.
One.
You did surgery on one of your knees, and and by 2018 you're already world champion again. After the surgery, just share with us. Share with us. What did the doctors say? What was your estimated time of return? What did they say after your surgery?
Every one of my injury, I can tell you, it's a miracle, and it's to show that you don't give up in spite of what. It doesn't matter the situation and circumstance. My doctor would say that I will never be able to run again.
Never run again.
And I said to them, no, it's not going to happen. It got something, it got somebody can help me through this. I know it was a long, difficult. Sometimes I used to be frustrated, but even though I frustrated, I get up back again and fight it through. I do everything necessary to get back on the track.
Awesome, awesome. So, one, this serves to motivate me so much. Yeah, okay, like the one quote, and I'll leave it as the quote for the day. You haven't failed until you stop trying. You know what I mean? And that's what comes to mind every time I
Giving up
think
is not an option.
it's not an option. Yeah, it's not an option. For to be told by your doctor. So imagine being the world champion. 2015, and in 2016, the next year, you're told that you'll probably never run again. If ever, you'll probably take at least 4 years. I think that's what you told me. If ever, you'll probably be able to run casually in about 4 years. You were told, and with persistence and God and not giving up on finding the person and the knowledge that can help you, you were once again world champion in 2018. Now, so not just running, but running at an elite level. You know what I mean? That's quite inspirational. Um, that's nothing short of a miracle. And and you continued running, and last year you were still able to that's over in Finland. You were
Yeah.
still able to medal. How was it there in Finland? What was your experience like at your last World Championship?
Well, that was I don't know where to start with
Challenging.
that. It was not, it was challenging because I meet there, I don't know if but we meet there late,
Uh huh.
just before, like, on the day of my competition.
On the day of
We
your.
had some challenging getting there,
Yeah.
and when I meet there, I meet the day on my competition. I
Wow.
already has missed the 100 meter.
Yeah.
I was traveling for about 4 days.
Yeah.
So what I meet is just to put my bag down right at the stadium and start running my
Start
heats. So,
start
yeah,
heats for the 200.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
then I had the semis and the finals in the evening.
wow.
So
So you ran 3 races of 200 on the day you arrived in Finland. Wow. You see what I'm talking about, this young lady? This is that's why she's my mother of choice for today. Uh, I can't imagine flying for 2 hours and running, much less going on a plane after plane to go in freezing cold. Mind you, Finland is not a place for the weak-hearted. Um, and reach the same day, come off a plane and still grab a medal. Wow, that and pass through rounds, and then still to medal. I think your silver had to feel like a gold that
yeah,
day.
I was winning it. I was winning it all the time.
Uh
It's
huh.
just like about 2 meter more to go.
Right
I
there.
had absolutely nothing because of the traveling,
Uh
with the
huh.
rain, and we both was dipping, and the
Yeah.
American just take it from me
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
I was kind of upset first, but cause
You're thankful. You're
no, but
thankful.
I'm grateful that
Grateful.
many did not even make it to the finals.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm
So
grateful.
that was awesome. So it's Mother's Day. How many how many children do you have?
Three.
You have 3 children. Has any managed to follow your footsteps?
My daughter, I have a twin, a boy and girl. So
Uh
the
huh.
twin girl, Andrea Foster, anybody would have heard her now, know her. She is currently the 400 record holder for the 400 for Guyana right now. Yes.
I did Aaliyah just break that?
No, that's the 400.
Hurdle
400 hurdles.
hurdles. Okay, hurdles. I just wanted that. I just wanted to put it out there. So she's currently a 400-meter hurdler. I think she our 800 record. Does she have it? Did she
No,
break it?
she didn't break the
But
800
I
is
knew at one time she was ranked.
so
I
number
remember
one
she
in
was
the
number one in the
world.
world
Yeah.
in 800. That's like last year,
Uh,
early last year or the season
yeah,
before.
last year.
Last year.
Yeah.
So she's there. One of Ghana's successful athletes, Andrea Foster, who campaigns in the U.S. If many of you did not know, this is her mother. And I guess this is where she got all that athletic ability from. As we as we as we start to wind down the interview, what what words of encouragement would you leave to the young athlete who's considering, um, you know, who is in the valley of decision whether they should quit sports and just work or they don't know in terms of sports, which road they should choose? Do you have any words of encouragement to them? Is sports worth it?
Yes, it's worth it for me. I know. I would want to encourage them. It's not an easy road.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to tell anybody it's an easy road,
Yeah.
but persistent, consistency. And I always said the 3D: discipline, dedication, determination.
Mm-hmm.
Go after your dream. Giving up is not an option.
Yeah.
Go after your dream. You can do anything that you want to do, right? Bringing sports and work and study,
School.
it
Mm-hmm.
go hand in hand. It
Yeah.
helps you, it helps you mentally, it helps you physically, it helps you emotionally,
Mm-hmm.
in every way, in every aspect you think about.
Yeah.
So I will want to encourage you to pursue your dream, to pursue sports, and it not only helps you, but it helps the world, it helps people around you, your community,
Mm-hmm.
and all of that. So I want to encourage you. Do no matter the age don't have no
Oh
limit for me,
yeah.
so many people ask me, where you gonna stop? I tell them, as long as God give me the energy and the strength to do it, I'm gonna do this. So I want to encourage you. This is gonna help you to keep healthy, to look younger,
Yeah.
every other thing you think about. So
Yeah.
I want to, wrapping up, I wanted to say, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers in the world,
Yeah.
in the field of sports
Yes.
generally,
Yeah.
in the field of athletics. All the mothers in Guyana, all my fans who are mothers, happy Mother's Day to you. Happy Mother's Day to my mom, Judy Wills. I
Yes.
can't leave her. And all those who would have stand in the gap also as a mother in some way or the other. And happy Mother's Day to all the glory lighters. Happy Mother's Day to the Running Brave family,
Yeah.
and in the field of sports and athletics. So I want to say, mother, you are a champion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well said, chap. That is my chap right here. You heard it yourself. The champ of athletics, and among all, she's a champion in many other sports. I may have to ask her to come back as we focus on other segments of her career. For she was a champion bodybuilder. She, in the year 2016, she was Guyana's fittest woman, for she won CrossFit. So she's a very dynamic woman. But today we focused on the myth, the legend, or a true living, breathing world champion status, and what it takes, and to help us understand what it takes to be a world champion. She talked about that consistency, that discipline, the determination. These are all attributes of a champion. So thank you once again for coming in, Alicia. You've been inspiration to us all, and happy Mother's Day to you.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me as well. I'm
Yeah.
grateful.
You're welcome. So, even as we leave you, I will leave you with your quote for today. You have not failed until you stop trying. So, failure is failure can only be sure when you stop trying. For when you stop trying at whatever pursuit, then success, the chance of success has just become zero. But as long as you keep trying, there is a chance. There is a chance. Even if it's a slim one, it is a chance. And I have never seen someone work and not get results. So stay work oriented, stay trying, stay being purposeful. And one day, just one day, as long as you believe and you work hard enough, your goal will come true. So you have not failed until you stop trying. As Alicia said, failure is not an option, and that's how you treat life. So thank you. Happy Mother's Day to my mom, Miss Donna Meusa, my second mom, Miss Carlotta Meusa, and everyone who has contributed to my life in some way as a mother figure. Thank you very much, and happy Mother's Day to you. Happy Mother's Day to the Edu family. There are lots of mothers there. Happy Mother's Day to all the Exodus family, all the mothers that are part of the Exodus family. Happy Mother's Day to you. So, happy Mother's Day to one and all. This is your humble host, Paul Meusa, saying bye and ciao for now on behalf of Static Sean, my DJ, who has been faithful and always keeps me glued to the console and knowing what to do and what not to do. Thank you, and on behalf of us here at EduFM and Sports and You, we're out. Ciao for now. Bye bye.